Welcome to Tech Tuesdays. We're so glad to be back with you again, just to share with you some ways that you can stay connected during this season. We're in an unprecedented season that I promise you I never thought would last this long, and that we would even be in a situation like this. But we're thankful to God that at least in this pandemic, He has given people ingenuity and the wisdom and the know-how to be able to create these means and methods so that we can stay connected. You know, the Bible talked about in the last day how the Word of God would be able to be spread all over the world, and how we would be able to take the gospel to the four corners of the earth. And then Jesus also said before He left that greater works will you do than I did. And when we look at the means that have been made for us to be able to reach the world, we actually see where the Bible has really come true in that regard. That now, me right here in this room in Marietta, Georgia, the entire world through digital technology. I think it's phenomenal, and I think it's amazing. And so we want to provide these instructional times on Tuesdays, every other Tuesday, so that those people who are not so tech savvy and aren't such gadget nerds, that we can kind of help navigate them through some things so that they don't feel so left out and not a part of what's happening. Because you really have to be able to connect digitally now to be able to stay connected to what's happening in the world and with the people who you love. So today, I want to talk to you a little bit about some ways that you can stay connected. There are three major ways that I'm going to talk to you about, major platforms, but I wanted to take a moment, and a lot of this you may already know, you may already be familiar with, but I wanted to show you ways that you can stay connected with your family and your loved ones, with your church, your community, your job, just different ways that we need to stay connected. And Zoom is not the only way, FaceTime is not the only option. There are other options out there that may work better for you than what you know is out there. So we're going to talk just a little bit about staying connected. And you're able to stay connected on a multiple number of devices, whether you have a desktop, whether you have a laptop, a tablet, a phone, and then there are even other devices that helps you stay connected, like Echoes by Amazon and Google, the little Google Dots and the Echo Dots and all of those little small devices that will allow you to be able to stay connected. And pretty much nowadays, anything that has a camera function on it and an internet connection will allow you to be able to stay connected virtually. And what I mean by being connected, not just making a phone call, not just sending a text, but to be able to see the person, to be able to see your loved ones, to be able to see your grandbabies who you haven't been able to visit since Corona has hit. These are ways that have been provided that we can be able to stay connected to people. So I'm going to deal with just a few of these on tonight. There are multiple ways to connect. And of course, I think one of the ways that most people are familiar with is FaceTime. The thing about FaceTime, though, is that it can only be used on iOS devices. So it can only be used on iPhones, iPads, MacBooks, iMacs, okay? You can't use it if you have a regular PC or if you use an Android like I do. And so you can only use it on Apple devices, okay? You can do one-on-one calls with FaceTime, and you can do group calls up to 32 people. Now I know a lot of people didn't know that. They only thought they could do the one-on-one call on FaceTime. But you can actually get up to 32 people on one FaceTime call. So you might say, well, Sister Sharon, how can I do that? Well, watch this very short video and it's going to kind of explain to you how you can have a group call on FaceTime. Uh-oh, I'm sorry. I need to give you some audio, don't I? Did we do audio? We didn't do audio, did we? Okay, let me turn my computer up. All right, 1 second. Let me stop it. I'm gonna go back because we need to get you some audio. So give me 1 second. And I forgot about that, Ali, that I was having videos tonight. So where is my audio, my volume? Oh, I can't do that. Are you gonna connect me some kind of way?
Yeah.
For audio? Okay.
Well, no, that HDMI out. Set that as your output.
For
Go to your volume.
sound preferences, HDMI. Okay, I got it.
You should see Black Magic. Yep.
Okay, alrighty. It pays to have smart people around you. I'm telling you, get some smart people to be around you. It will pay off. All right, so we should be good now. Okay. All right, we're gonna try this again.
Okay, go ahead and start it.
I did click. Okay, click. My little circle is scrolling.
I see it.
Mm-mm-mm.
The wonders of live TV.
There we go. You say what?
The wonders of live TV.
Okay. We'll do it another way.
Okay.
All right, so instead of me showing you this little video, and I don't have an iPhone, so maybe I can go into my FaceTime on my computer. So let me end this, and I'm gonna go, once my screen clears back up, and then I'm gonna go into my FaceTime on my computer. All right. Okay, so I'm in FaceTime on my computer. I'm gonna make this big so you see me right there. Okay, and when you are making a FaceTime call, let's see if there's somebody. Of course, this is Teresa. Let me call Ali. Okay, let's see if Ali, these right there in my contacts. And I'm gonna click video. Okay, now I'm calling Ali right now, making a FaceTime call. Now, if the easiest way to, and there you see Ali. All right, and because we're in the same room, we're getting that feedback. But there you see Ali on the call, okay? Now, if I wanted to do a group call, the way that I would do a group call would be, the easiest way is to already have a group set up. So I'm going to end this call or let me see, I can go here. If you go over to your contacts here on the side, and you can add a person. So you would click the plus sign, and let's see, I'm not sure who has an iPhone that I can call, and we can add somebody else to this call. My daughters, but they're at work. My brother, but he would have no idea why I was calling him. And let's see, what time is this? After 7? Well, I won't do that to anybody because I haven't prepared anybody. But you would put the other person's name in here. So let's just say I was going to call my brother. So I would put his number there, and then I would add. You go down to the bottom where you see the green add. When I add him, it's going to bring him into the call. I can keep doing that up to 32 people. Or if you have a group text already set up, say you have a, we're going to end this call, Ali. Just say you have a end call. Say you have a group chat already set up. So I have a group chat set up for the Levites at the church, the praise team. Well, I can actually go into messages where that group chat is set up, and I can, at the top where I see the icons and the avatars of all the faces, I tap right there, and it'll drop down and it'll give me the option to do a FaceTime call. When I tap on FaceTime, it's going to call everybody in the group. So we will all be able to come together and have that group session, up to 32 people. So in case you didn't know, now you know that you can do group calls on FaceTime. Okay, let me go back into my presentation. Go back into presenter mode. See if I can get to my next slide. 1 second. Okay. All right, we're gonna go back into presenter view. Okay, now other ways that you can connect is by using another app called Google Duo for Android and iOS devices. Okay, now the good thing about Google Duo is that you can do the same thing basically that you can do with FaceTime, except now you can do it not just on Apple devices, but you can also do it on Android devices as well. And an Android device can call an Apple device. An Apple device can call an Android device, okay? So you can do one-on-one calls, and you can go up to as many as 12 people on that call, okay? I did have another video, but we know the video is not working for us. So, and with Google, what I like about Google Duo is that on my phone, if I go into my contacts and I'm going to pull up one of my contacts, which is my sister Barbara, okay? Now, when I pull her up, let me go back out, and you see that I have here, you probably can't see it too well, but I have options here where I can make a phone call, I can send a text message, or I can send an email. All of that's right there, but there's also an icon for Google Duo. So the same way that on an iPhone, you have the option for FaceTime, on Android devices, and if you download this app onto an iPhone, then you get that option right there to also just make a Duo call. So I would tap on the Duo icon, the video icon, and it will call her, and it would be the same way as I'm doing a FaceTime call. And for Google Duo, you can get up to 12 people, okay? All right, so we're going to skip the next video, and that was a cute little video, but maybe I'll show it to you another time. Okay, another way that you can connect is using Facebook Messenger. Now, we know that we use Messenger all the time to send people messages when we're on Facebook. But the thing about Facebook Messenger is that you can actually use it as your default texting app as well. So say you don't want to use the texting app that's on your phone, you can actually use your Messenger app, and it will integrate your phone contacts along with your Facebook contacts, and you'll be able to send people text messages that way. Okay. Another thing is that you can make calls on Messenger, and the good thing about that is, say I want to call my, oops, I've got my phone on the microphone. So I want to call my cousin, but I hadn't talked to my cousin in a while. And I don't know if my cousin has the same phone number. Matter of fact, I'm looking through my phone and I can't find their number. I know I used to have their number. What happened to their number? So I'm connected to them on Facebook. So I go into Messenger. And it's so simple. You just go right into Facebook Messenger, and I can do a search for my cousin, and when her name comes up, I will tap it, and at the very top, if you open up your Messenger, the very top, you know that there's 3 icons at the top. One is a phone, one is a camera, like a video camera, and the other one is a little eye for information. All right, if you tap on the phone, it will actually call that person through their Messenger app. So their Messenger app will begin to ring. It's a very unique ring, and you'll hear that ring, and they will answer it. Or you can tap the camera and you can call them and do a video call right on Messenger. Okay. The good thing about Messenger is that you can get up to 8 people on one call. So say you have a small group, it's your sisters and brothers, it's 6 of y'all, and you know you already have a chat set up on Facebook for your family, and y'all send each other stuff all day. Like my family, you know, we have a chat and we chat all day. And then all you have to do is go right into that chat on Messenger, hit the camera button at the top. It will send a notification to all of them at the same time, and they'll know that you're trying to reach them to do a video call. Okay? I think it's pretty neat. Now, a new thing that Facebook has just come out with is called Messenger Rooms. Facebook Messenger Rooms. And what it is the competition for Zoom. Now, one thing about Facebook, they're going to get their hand into everything. So if somebody's doing something, Facebook is going to find a way to do it as well, because they want to keep all your business. They want you to do everything through Facebook. So they have these Messenger Rooms now. And the thing about Messenger Rooms is that you can get up to, I have 8 on there, but you can get up to 50 people. You can get up to 50 people in a Messenger room. Again, it works on any device, Android, iOS, your computer, your desktop, your tablet. It works on all of them, okay? And all you do is, and I'm going to come out of my slideshow again. I'm going to go into Facebook so that you can see how this works. So I'm going to open up my internet. I'm going to go here to Facebook and make it big so you can see it. All right, so when I go into Messenger, okay, and let's see here. If I go to Messenger, this is my friend here. I don't know, she may not mind if I call her on a whim. Okay. But anyway, you would, there's different ways you can do it, okay? You can go in and to one person, and you can make the call with one person. Okay. Matter of fact, let me go over here back to my phone because, okay, so it's playing. Is the video playing?
Hmm.
Is the video playing? Okay, I saw something playing on the thing. Okay, if you're in Messenger, I want to go to, you know what? I've got my own Messenger, my second account, so I don't have to mess with anybody. All right, I tap on the video at the top, and it's going to call. Now it's trying to call me because I'm calling myself. I have two accounts. All right, so I'm going to, if I answer that, okay, if I answer the call, and I'm going to turn it down. If I answer the call, now I'm on this call. Now I can actually go in, I can scroll up from the bottom. All right, so I don't know if you can see this, but I'm on this call. I can scroll up from the bottom. When I scroll up from the bottom, it's going to allow me to pick additional people. Right here on the side, you're going to see it says add people. So I can tap on add people, and when I click on add people, it's going to pull up my whole list of Facebook friends. And I can scroll through and I see all these different names, and I can go add, 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 add. Okay? It's best if you add people where you see the little green dot because you know they're active and they're already on Facebook. And so you can just add them, and you can add up to 50, you can, well, 8 people on a regular call. And if you're doing a room, you can do 50 people. Now, the thing about doing a room is when you're doing a room, let me close this out. If you go on your Facebook, you'll notice that you see this thing about rooms now. And like if I go on my main page, I can see a little section right under the top. Can you get this, Ali? This little section right here, and it says rooms, video chat with friends. You can create a room. When you create a room, it's going to start asking you to add people. Once you add people to it, then you will click on the little camera, and it's going to open that room up. Okay. Another easy way to do rooms is if you already have a group set up. So I have my family, Jackson Family Reunion Facebook group, and I tried this earlier today because I wanted to make sure it would work for me. So when I went in today, I created a room. And when I created that room, I put a post out there in the group. I went in the group and I said, trying out Facebook rooms. I just wanted to see how it worked. And so I created the room. And when I joined the room, my cousin came in, my sister came in. I was able to see how it worked. That was so simple. All they have to do is click on that link that says join room. So say you already have a group set up on Facebook for your work, for your school, for your church group, whatever it may be, for your family. It's so easy. All you have to do is just create that room in the group. The group is already set up. All the people are already there. You don't have to go through and individually add people. You just create the group, and you'll see that everybody will see the post that says join room. They join the room, and up to 50 people can get in. So you can't have your family reunion this year? Set up a family reunion Facebook page. I think it's a wonderful thing to be able to keep people connected. Set it up, and you can do all kinds of things, events and so and such, right here on Facebook where it's already set up, okay? And it's very simple to do. All right, now I'm going back to my presentation, and we're going to go to our next slide, which talks about the Amazon products. Okay, so the Amazon products, the Amazon Echo Show, you can do one-on-one calls, and you can also do group calls up to 8 people. Now, I'm sorry that my videos aren't working because I had little videos to show you how all these will work. But for the Echo Show, I have one at home, and it's a cute little device. Matter of fact, I have a picture of one here. So you'll see this right here in the bottom, right in the front. That's an Echo Show. It has a screen on it, okay? And I have it right next to my bed. And so one of the things that I found that I really like that I can do with is make phone calls from it, whether it's a video call or just a regular call. So oftentimes while I'm right there at my bed, or I'm doing some work or whatever, and I don't feel like picking up my phone and doing whatever, because it has integrated my phone contacts into my device. And so I just say, Alexa, call Tabitha. And it goes through my contacts, it finds Tabitha's number, and it calls her. It's that simple. It's the same way that you would use Siri, perhaps, or you can use Google if you have an Android phone. Siri is for Apple devices, but it's the same way. It works on the same concept. And basically, I can tell it to call so-and-so, and it will call them. Or I like in the mornings when I get up and we're doing our devotion prayer call, I'll say, Alexa, call Sunrise Devotion. And it just calls it. And I'm able to punch in the access code right there next to my bed, and it comes out over a speaker. And so I hear the prayer each morning coming through the speaker right next to my bed. It's just, to me, it's a little convenient, it's easy. And also it has the same features as Siri, where you can ask it any question. The thing I like about Alexa is it has a lot of skills that comes along with it. So as you train your Alexa and it develops certain skills, and you learn how to utilize those skills, you can play games with it. You can, you want to watch movies on it. You want to watch YouTube videos on it. All of that is really accessible on these little devices now that they have created, whether it's an Alexa Show or whether Google has devices out there. There are different devices that you can get, and they pretty much all work pretty much the same. They also help control your home. So say you have smart devices in your home. You have a smart TV, or you have a smart refrigerator, or you have a smart, you have a Ring on a doorbell. Okay, you can integrate all those things because they all connect to your Wi-Fi in your home. And you can integrate all those things and control them with Alexa. So you can say, Alexa, if your lights are smart, you have lights that you can talk to and tell them what to do, then you can tell Alexa, if they're connected some kind of way to your Wi-Fi in your home, you can say, Alexa, turn off the lights in the living room. You can say, Alexa, lock the front door. You can say, Alexa, turn on the TV. Alexa, you can tell it to show you Bones. You like the show Bones. You can say, Alexa, play Bones. The TV will come on and go to Bones, and we'll start playing it. Technology today is absolutely phenomenal. I'm just telling you. Now, I don't have a smart house, but I'm praying. I'm getting ready to purchase. I'm praying. Y'all pray with me, because I'm believing God to be able to get this house. And when I get this house, I want to put smart features in my house, because I think it's pretty neat, that all of these things are now available to us. And so And they actually are good for instances, say, when you are, if you can't get to a phone. Say you have an elderly person, you're an elderly person, or maybe you're not an elderly person, but you have a fall, you break a bone, you can't get up and walk, you cannot get to your phone. If you have an Alexa device, you can just say, Alexa, call 911. Well, you can probably do that with your cell phone too, if you have those features enabled. So if you have an iPhone, you can tell Siri to call. Okay? If you have an Android, you can tell Google to call. Hey Google. Every time I say hey Google, my phone will respond to that. Okay? Or if I say okay Google, my phone will respond to that. Okay? And so those are just ways that technology is there to kind of help benefit us. Now, let's get back to being connected. One of the last things I want to show you is Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams is more or less set up for businesses and things of that sort, organizations, but you can also use it for your home, your family, if you want to connect. You can do one-on-one calls, and you can also do group calls up to 300 people. Now there is a free version, and then there are other levels where you can go up. So if you have a huge business, the bigger your business, then you probably need a bigger package. If you have a small business, you might be able to get by with the free version, or you might want to get the lowest paid version. But they come, as you pay up, you get more and more features. But Microsoft Teams is really neat. It works pretty much like Zoom. It's not a huge learning curve. Basically, it's someone clicking on the link, and that link takes you right into the meeting. It's very easy, very simple, and user-friendly. Now, one of the things that I like about Teams is the virtual background feature. Now, I'm going to close out of my presentation once again. I'm going to pull up Microsoft Teams on my computer because I want to show you how easy the virtual backgrounds work. Now, I know with Zoom, one of the issues that I have is because my MacBook is a little bit older and it's not a quad core, it's a dual core. And so I can't do the virtual backgrounds. I don't have a green screen. So I can't do the virtual backgrounds when I'm on Zoom. Now, if I use a different device, if I use my iPad, or if I use a Windows-based PC, then I'm able to do the virtual backgrounds. But still, without the green screen, there's a lot of fading. There's a lot of going in and out of the picture. And I'm sure you've noticed that when you've been on Zoom calls, how you might see a person, if they sit this way, they lose their ear goes away, or they do their hand like this and it disappears. It goes in and out of the picture. That's because they don't have a green screen behind them, and the computer is using certain type of encoding and whatever. You want to make sure too that you have a solid background if you're going to try to do a virtual background without a green screen. Okay, and you want to make sure that whatever color your background is, say you got a solid white background, well, you don't want to wear white because then that part is going to vanish when you use your virtual background. Okay, so but what I like about Microsoft Teams is that the virtual background works a whole lot better and than it does with Zoom. It's very easy, it's very simple, and I just fell in love with it. I had to have a meeting on here with an appointment that I had, and when I had this appointment, it was on Microsoft Teams, And so I'm going to see if I can let me get into my other account first. 1 second, because I don't want to be in this account. I have another account that I want to use. I'm going to use this one, GCC.com. Okay, and so, and I use authenticators. So if anybody tries to get into so many of the things that I have to use passwords for, I'll get a notification that somebody's trying to get into your account. So maybe I'll talk about that on one of these Tech Tuesdays, how you can kind of protect yourself so that people can't get access into your different accounts. You can do that with anything from your Google emails to your Facebook account. You can set up what's called two-step authentication, and it really helps protect you from being hacked or different things like that. Okay, so Microsoft Teams is coming up, and when it comes up, you can go to it, Ali. When it comes up, here in the very top corner, there's something called Meet. So I click on that, and what it does is it's going to take me into a meeting room. Okay, so what you see behind me now is the green screen, which is actually behind me. Okay, now it takes me into this meeting. Okay, now I can actually go and click on these 3 dots right here, and click on show background effects. And I have all of these different background effects. There's a blur effect, which will cause me to, it'll blur my background, which you can't really tell because there's nothing much going on in my background, but you can see how my hands are blurred. Okay, it blurs my background, but it gives me all of these other types of background features, which are really neat, and I think they work very well. Okay, and so that's one of the things that I like about Microsoft Teams. One of the other features that I just found out about on last night, which I really, really like this feature. I can't show it to you right now because I'm the only person in the meeting. But if there was someone else in the meeting with me, and let me turn off this background. If there was someone else in the meeting with me, it would give me an option to enable what's called together mode. Now, say you're on a Zoom call and everybody's in their own little square and everybody's in their own little, they're in their space, they're in their home, and you're together, but you're not together, And so what I can show you is the video this way. So let me go to YouTube and let me go to this last video that I was looking at, my history. Okay, and I'm gonna let you see how together mode works. Now, I don't know if you'll hear it, but you'll be able to see how it works. And
your meeting and what they might be
I don't
doing
know
on
if
their
you can hear
webcam,
this.
and
Okay.
instead you're focused on the content at hand. Those are just a few of the new features and functionality that we're going to look at. We're going to jump on the PC, and first off, I'll show you how you could turn this new functionality
I'm
on.
sorry. That one is too long. I don't want to show you that one. Let me go back to the other one that shows you together mode. Let me go. Which one was it? Here we go. Together mode in Microsoft Teams. All right.
Microsoft Teams is the hub for teamwork in Microsoft 365. It's one place where people can chat, share files, and work together. But now that video conferences are the new normal, there are times when people need to feel like they're in the same room. That's when you can turn on Together mode. It puts your team in one shared space. Microsoft AI helps break down barriers, letting you communicate more naturally and feel more connected to your team. It works for coffee breaks, team meetings, or your next all hands. So from everyday get-togethers to important meetings, be together, even when you're apart.
Okay, now, to me, that is pretty exciting that even though everybody is in their own space, even though everybody's in their own space, doing their own thing, you're able to,
Attendees in a 7
let
by
me
7
turn this
class
off.
meeting.
I'm sorry. All right.
Review and the new
Be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. Okay. Everybody's in their own space, but you can put them together with together mode, and it's like you're all sitting together in a room again. And I think that is so neat. And if you're using Microsoft Teams, say for your organization, for your auxiliary at church, for your ministry, or whatever, you've got 100 people in service for Bible study. And you can enable together mode. Now, you'll see it on your computer. Now, each person will have to enable it themselves on their computer, but you would be able to see everybody in one room together. And I think that is so phenomenal because in this day and time, I mean, people feel so isolated and they feel so separated from each other. I think it's just neat that they've come up with this ability to make it appear that you're sitting right next to the person and you're in the same space. And so Microsoft Teams is quickly becoming one of my favorites. And some of the Zoom calls that I do on a regular, I will probably start converting them over to Microsoft Teams because I really like it and it's free. I can get those functions with the free version, and so why not? Okay, so last thing I want to talk to you about, of course, is we know that everybody's familiar with Zoom. You can do the one-on-one calls with Zoom, and you can do up to 100 people on a basic. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go back to my presentation. Yeah, you can do up to 100 people with your basic plan. Okay. If you don't have the basic plan, if you have the free version, I believe you can still get up. You can still get up to 100, right? On the free plan, but you only get 40 minutes. Right. You only get 40 minutes. Okay. So, but with a paid version, with the basic version, a meeting can last up to 24 hours, and you can get 100 people on one call. There's also Skype, and believe it or not, there's still a lot of people who use Skype. You can get up to 50 people on a Skype call, okay? The thing about Skype is that, it's an extra, well, all of these are additional software programs that you have to download for the most part. But most people just aren't into downloading Skype as much as they used to because now you have all these other things available to you. So, like I said, FaceTime will allow you to get 32 people on one FaceTime call. Google Duo will allow you to get 12. There are all of these different ways. Messenger rooms now, which is so accessible because it's right there on Facebook. You can get up to 50 people in a room. And so these are just ways that have been made available for you to be able to easily connect and stay connected to your family, to your friends, to those who you love and those who you haven't been able to see for a while. We're not traveling like we used to. So we have to come up with innovative ways to do things. And so these are just some ways that you can do that. Now, one other thing that I want to talk to you about is ways that you, when you're connecting, say you're watching, you're on Zoom or you're on Facebook Live or you're whatever you may be watching, you're connecting with your family, you can actually cast what you're seeing on your phone to a larger screen. So you have a big screen in your living room on your TV. And you might say, well, Sister Sharon, I don't have a smart TV that will allow me to cast to it. Well, there's a thing called a Google Chromecast. And you can go and pick it up for about $35, $40. And you connect it into an HDMI port on your TV. And when you are, once it's set up, you connect it to your Wi-Fi or your Bluetooth, one or the other.
Wi-Fi.
And once it's connected to, I believe it's Wi-Fi, then your phone will actually pick it up. So I have a Chromecast in my home. I also have Fire Sticks. Lord, I got too much stuff in my home. I have Fire Sticks and I have 2 Fire TVs, okay? And when I am looking at anything on my phone, say I'm watching the stream, or even this, I have the stream that's on now, I have this up. I can tap in the top corner of that, and when I tap in the top corner, it gives me the option. You'll see a little, it's like a little square, and I've gone to YouTube right now, but there's like a little square, and I know you can't see that, but there's a little square, and it has a like a little radar in the corner, bottom corner. I can tap on that, and it will look for a nearby device that it can cast to, okay? And so at my home, it's going to tell me that I can cast to the master bedroom TV, the downstairs TV, Sophia's TV, the Chromecast, and wherever. It finds these devices that it can cast to, and when I select it, it will send this video, this picture, it will send it to that big screen. And so that's one way that you can watch. So say you're watching the service and you want to be able to see it and not be limited to having to look at it like this on your phone. You want to be able to see it on something larger. Well, you can get a Chromecast and cast it directly to your TV. If another thing that you can do is my phone will allow me, I have an Android, and I can go into my settings, and when I scroll down into my settings, I have a feature called Smart View. And when I click on Smart View is going to send whatever's on my phone to another device that it can be connected to that's on the same network. And as long as it's some type of smart TV or you have some type of Chromecast or anything like that set up on it. I have been at a friend's home and never been connected to their TV before. I don't know what they have on it, but I can hit Smart View and my phone will start doing the searching and it will find that TV. And then I can select that TV and it will shoot my screen directly to that TV, okay? Now it's gonna give you a warning that it's gonna show whatever pops up on your screen on that big screen. So you accept it, taking full responsibility that, you might have something you don't want people to see. But But anyway, that's another way that you can cast what you're looking at on a small screen to a large screen. Okay, and then if you have Apple products, if you're the big Apple person and you have an Apple TV in your home, then you can send the signal from your iPhone, your iPad, your MacBook, your iMac. You can send all of that to your Apple TV. And it's a pretty simple function. You would just tap on the Apple, you would tap on the, the AirPlay, that's it. You would tap on the AirPlay feature and it'll drop down and you can select which, where you want to send it to, and it'll connect to it and it'll send whatever, like my computer. I can put it on a big screen if it's an Apple TV, and it will show what I'm looking at. Okay, so those are ways that you can enhance your viewing experience so that you're not limited to a small screen. Okay, I'm going to see if there are any questions anywhere. I don't think so. I haven't seen a whole lot of activity tonight on the stream, but I'm going to check it just in case. Or if any of you have a question that you would like to ask, you can do so. Okay. So no questions there, and I don't think there's any questions over on YouTube either. So on our next one, one of the things that I think that I want to talk about, because I've had several people asking me how they can do this, and we've done several virtual choirs videos and different type of virtual music videos. But on our next one, I think I'm going to take the time to explain how you can do or create a virtual choir. We did our first virtual choir for Greater Community back in April for Resurrection Sunday. And it was a huge hit. It was a big success. We had fairly good participation from our choir, and but it's a lot of work. And so people started calling and asking me, what app did you use for your virtual choir? Well, it's not an app. There are some apps out there where you can get more than one person in those little squares, and they're all singing, but the audio is not great, and they're apps, and you can only get maybe up to 9 people at the most. And it's just a phone app that you can use. There are some computer apps that you can use, but still, you're still limited to just 9 people. So it takes a lot of work. I even had one person call me and ask me if we did it on Zoom. And no, you cannot do a virtual choir on Zoom. And the reason why you can't is because internet lag times are different for different people depending on their internet connection, the strength of their connection, how fast it is, if it's slow already, if it's not strong. And so some people may lag on Zoom by as much as 1 or 2 seconds. And so it would be difficult to actually do a virtual choir. I've done some choir rehearsals on Zoom, and it can be challenging because you hear everybody singing at different times. And so that doesn't work. There's a lot of detailed work that goes into doing a virtual choir. And if you want to do that, if you know somebody who's interested in doing it, then let them know on our next Tech Tuesday, which is not next Tuesday, but the following week. We do Tech Tuesday every other Tuesday, that we will be discussing how you can do a virtual choir video. And be prepared to take lots of notes. Be prepared to get a lot of information, because it is quite a process, and it does take a while to get through it. But we want to be able to help you do those things that you need to do to be effective in ministry, to be able to stay connected. And again, if there's something that you would like to know, that you would like to learn about technology, about the digital age and where we are now with everything being virtual, then just shoot us an email. You can send an email to sharon.jackson@gc-kojic.com. sharon.jackson@gc-kojic.com. And just let us know what your question is, or you can send us a message on Facebook Messenger. Send it to our GCC on our GCC page, and I'll be sure to get it. And that way we'll know the things that we need to talk about so that you are being helped. Okay? Thank you for joining us. Oh, he's putting it in. Okay, Sharon Jackson at gc-kojic.com. Yes, there you go. And that's how you can contact me with any questions, concerns, or anything that you might want us to address in future episodes of Tech Tuesdays. Like I said, we want to make sure that we're helping you and that this is worth your time and that we're not just wasting your time or just doing something that's not benefiting anybody. So if there's something specific that you would like to learn about, be sure to send an email and we will definitely do our best to address it. Again, thank you for watching tonight. I hope that you were able to learn something and gain some information how you can stay better connected with your family and your loved ones, your coworkers, your friends, your sorority, your whatever, your choir, your usher board, whatever it is. We want to help you stay connected. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next time.